Good morning, YouTube. Tire Metalhead Weatherman here. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Already an active start to what is likely to be an active day for weather and maybe even just me in general, because I could be potentially doing 2 live streams here, depending on how the first one goes. But we have an enhanced risk of severe weather and ongoing severe weather right now this morning. And there could be another round around this region and further back towards some areas that were affected on Friday, unfortunately. Friday was a devastating tornado event. Many lives were unfortunately lost, and we could be seeing more storms over those areas, some of which could also be significant. So, long day ahead. Anyone that's further out west, I haven't forgotten about you guys, I swear. It's been a crazy week, and Friday was a mess, to say the least. But I will be making a video tonight or in the morning that's covering everything that's been going on over there. It's springtime. It's a very active season. So I'm just trying to balance this as the best as I can because I do this all by myself. That being said, though, let's get down to business here. We have a severe thunderstorm watch already this morning at about 8 to 9 p.m. 9 a.m. Eastern time. Excuse me. Can't even get my time zones right. But I literally just woke up. But current time, if I remember correctly, it's 9 a.m. and we have a severe thunderstorm watch over towards South Carolina, parts of eastern Georgia over here. And this goes as far out as just to the west of Florence, through Athens, Georgia, Augusta. There's Allendale. Allendale got hit by a big tornado last year. All the way down towards McRae. Then there's a tornado watch that's been issued. And this is stretching all the way back towards Alabama. And these are all issued until 1 p.m. today. And this goes through Montgomery. LaGrange actually got hit by a tornado apparently yesterday or earlier this morning. I'm just waking up to all of this. So it's a crazy start. This is what happens when you get into a crazy weather pattern. And you can actually hear the storm going on outside right now. There's a storm that I live just on the east side of Atlanta, and there's a big storm going on right now. No warning on it, but there is plenty of lightning. I've been hearing it for the last 20 minutes. I've been prepared for the video. And you can see some pretty impressive cells over here towards the Georgia-Alabama line. We're going to have to watch those as we go through the morning here. And then there could be a second round that goes on later today. So we'll be watching these areas. I think this is a chaser over here. That might be Vince. Oh, my goodness. That is Vince. So that lets you know how things are today. We could be, and he was in this area on Friday. Ah, man, you hate to see stuff like this. You really do. But let's go ahead and look at the models. And even just from this morning, you can see that there is a very stout warm sector already. It's never a good thing when you're expecting severe weather and you see temperatures around 60 plus degrees at the surface first thing. So that's one telltale sign of trouble here. Well, we're also going to take a look at the outlook here. I'm doing this a little bit discombobulated. I'm a little discombobulated myself. It looks like there's a couple new severe thunderstorm watches that just got issued. There's one towards Mississippi now, towards central Mississippi, over towards Jackson. And then there's a severe thunderstorm watch that's snuggly stretched over closer towards Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, all of you guys over there. You can see all the vivid colors here, too, on the severe outlook. We have a big potential for severe weather on Thursday and Friday. We'll be talking about that in another video. We have a marginal risk Monday. We'll cover that today, along with today's enhanced risk. So with today's enhanced risk, we have a cold core set up further up to the north, too. So this is leaning more so towards a wind and tornado threat there. But the wind setup, the climatic setup, not that impressive. So what we're going to look at here is we're going to go with the tornado threat here, and they've upped this now to an enhanced risk. Yesterday when I took the break, I really wasn't taking a break. I just wasn't putting a video up because I've been trying to work through Streamlabs to try to make things better there. But I've been watching this tornado threat. It's been stretched out for a bit here. They only had this at 5%, but between last night and this morning from when I went to sleep, they now have a hatched risk in the 10% area over this area yet again. Good grief. And then this also stretches into southern Alabama, hanging on that fringe of the Georgia Alabama line. And then we also have to watch the 5% area as this stretches all the way up towards, well, it's getting pretty daggone close to the North Carolina, South Carolina line here. So Charleston, Columbia, you need to watch out. Macon, Columbus, you guys got to watch out too. Enterprise, Alabama, and there's a bunch of you guys involved in this. We also got Hattiesburg, Mississippi in there yet again. We have Alexandria, Louisiana, and many others that we got to keep a close eye on for the threat of severe weather, unfortunately. That's the tornado threat. The wind threat is also considerable. It's at 15%. Wind threat is also what we have prevalent over here towards just to the south of Chicago here. It's towards just to the east of Peoria and Springfield, stretching all the way towards Fort Wayne and the Ohio-Indiana line here. Hail threat's also really impressive, especially to the south here. Big time hail threat. Very significant hail is possible along this region here from the Georgia-South Carolina line all the way back towards the Texas-Louisiana line. These storms over here will be firing later tonight, but these could also make it down this far to the east through even tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow, this is going to be as a result of a stalled frontal boundary. So these storms will be lingering, and this is also going to lead to a very robust flood threat. These intense thunderstorms are going to be going over the same areas over and over again, and that is never a good thing. But as a result, we could see totals of up to 2 to 4 inches of rainfall in some of these areas towards Georgia. Some of these totals a little further to the west here could see even locally higher totals. And we'll look at the hydrological outlooks in a minute. But we'll look at the wind and the hail threat. Everything is at 5%. Well, 5% or 2% with the tornado threat. 5% with the tornado hazard would actually be a slight risk. But I think you get where I'm going with this. Very active next couple of days, and then downward towards the end of the week, there's more potential for some very active weather. So we're going to go over to the hydrological outlook real quick and go over that really. So as far as the hydrological outlook is concerned, we're at a slight risk right now. It's mainly stretching from areas just right around metro Atlanta here, around my neck of the woods too, and this stretches all the way down towards Macon and Warner Robins, goes through Montgomery, stays to the south of Tuscaloosa here, but stretches all the way back toward the Alabama-Mississippi line here. So again, pretty hefty rainfall, and we'll go to day 2 just to make sure we're covering our ends there. And it looks like in this situation, we don't really have anything going on as far as flooding, flash flood guidance as of right now. I do think this is very much prone to changing. And then, of course, over the next couple of days, we'll be shifting our attention more so towards the west, where we've had and are continuing to have problems with the atmospheric river. But let's go ahead and look at some of the wind profiles here. So we can really shift between the mid to low level jet here, and we can get a pretty good idea of what we have going on. You can tell by the time that I get to the, move that out of the way. Tell by the time I get to the afternoon hours, you can see this little sneaky maximum that pops up here around 20Z along the Texas Louisiana line here, where we're getting towards 70, 80 knots plus here. And that goes through the southeast, and that's what has me alarmed in particular, and probably other meteorologists as well. So what happens then is that clears out, and then we get another sneaky little streak that pops up in the morning here and hangs to the south just a bit. I think by this point, most of the severe weather will be out of here, but there could be an early morning threat a little further to the south too. But after that, things look like they calm down, and then here's where my concern shifts back towards the west on Tuesday, where we see a very stout potentially bombed out cyclone from the looks of it on its way into the west, and this could be dumping some very heavy rain towards northwestern California here, and then for the northwest in general. Could also be some big time snow associated with this. So we look at the mid to upper level jet. Here's the look at the low level jet. And this is why I think the threat for tornadoes has really ramped up since yesterday. It's pretty much a very similar deal. I think there could be an increase on the the straight line wind threat itself, because you can even see here this maximum just pops up towards the latter half of the day here. This is typically what will happen with the low level jet. It really starts to strengthen after sunset, but you can see this little area of bulk shear, I guess you would call it in a way, pops up here, 40 knots plus. Some areas getting up to about 50 now, or getting very close to it into the overnight hours, so it could be another dangerous night indeed. Then once we get into the early morning hours, we could see more nasty storms, and this could even include Atlanta. And this nasty little wind, this nasty little max point right here is going to even go through parts of the Carolinas, and then by the afternoon, the worst of it should be cleared out. But that's just part of what we have going on here. Again, like I mentioned before, the warm sector is pretty abundant already. And look what happens by the time we get into the afternoon hours. Look at that. This is where things start to get more concerning, because you're already seeing those temperatures in those same areas that were hit last week, already up to the 80s. Here comes the rain. But you can see the temperatures already getting up to the 80s over here, and there is quite a moist sector involved as well. You can actually see where these storms start to fire too, because the temperatures just suddenly drop into the 60s. These are going to be some pretty stout storms here, and then we'll watch this progress off to the east. Thankfully, by the time we get towards Monday night into Tuesday morning, the worst of it should be out of here. Temperatures will be a tad bit cooler, but it's not going to bring too much in the way of relief. So here's our dew points. Dew points are very moist already, especially towards the south and east. I need that to clear my screen. And we'll watch this go forward here. I got to make sure I got the time frame. But this is by about 16Z, about, I'd say, 10, 11 o'clock Eastern time. Look at that. 70-degree dew points already. It's not even noon yet. This goes up to about 70 in a lot of these same areas. Jeez, I hate seeing this. Really do. This is a very uncomfortable situation here, unfortunately. But given these parameters here, any storms that fire over this region could be pretty intense yet again. I don't think the parameters are quite the same as Friday, but this could still be very problematic. And really just having bad weather over this area in general is not something we're wanting. We want these guys to have a pretty easy cleanup, and any severe weather is definitely not going to help that. And you can see here that these dew points will stay in the mid to upper 60s in some of these places throughout the morning hours on Monday. So this could be some pretty nasty weather. And you can even see a little bit of a hot spot here that develops throughout Monday over here, where we could even see those 70-degree dew points towards South Georgia. This could, again, be another busy day. I wouldn't be surprised to potentially see an upgrade to a slight risk for Monday as well. Again, like I said, very, very active times ahead. So we'll go ahead and also look at some severe parameters. Oh, no, I just kicked myself out of that. No, man. Hang on, just give me a second here. I'll get that back. Wow. Well, so now that we got that back, that was kind of funny and embarrassing a little bit. Let's go ahead and also look at the Cape, which is already really impressive for this time of morning. This is why we have such severe storms already as it is. And this is towards the mixed layer. I'm wondering what this, I can only imagine what the surface Cape looks like. But look what happens over here. 3,000 joules per kilogram. That's an explosive environment for thunderstorms. And this is going to be lingering pretty much over the entire severe weather area into the overnight hours. Even then, to see Cape values above 1,000 to 1,500 plus over these regions is alarming. And this boundary is going to hang, this is pretty much going to hang 10 right here. And just continue to have plenty of available energy for these storms to continue into the afternoon and into the evening parts across parts of the southeast here. So looking at this, the mixed layer Cape right here, the surface base Cape, I'm only imagining with the parameters we have now, just what this will look like. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's closing in on 4,000 joules right here. There could be a pocket where we get 4,000 joules. In fact, let me go ahead and look at, yep. That says a lot right there. And this actually has a pretty impressive significant tornado parameter. But look at the Cape value there. That is over 4,000. That's almost 4,500. Look at how explosive that environment is. That is unbelievable. That is ridiculous. Like I said, spring's in session, folks. So I may make a short here to talk about what to do in the event of tornado, just in case, because I mean, this might be a pretty active year from the looks of it. If this is any indicator right now. Of course, I'll be here for all of it, or as much of it as I can, because I mean, having a day job and doing this is going to be tricky. But I'm going to do my very best. That being said, here, even as we head into the afternoon tomorrow, we still have ridiculous surface cape. 2,000, closing in on 3,000. There's probably a 3,000 in there somewhere. If you look at the numbers there, really impressive stuff going on. So again, like I said, this is shaping to be a very active day. Let's go ahead and look at the significant tornado parameter, and then we'll look at the composite reflectivity as well. This is not what I was expecting to wake up to, man. Holy. All right. Make sure we always want our time frame in there. And look at the numbers that pop up once we get towards 20Z, and you can probably see some even brighter colors in there as we head towards 8 o'clock. In fact, I see a 4 right there, and this is towards southern Mississippi. Ooh, yep, there we go. Oh, wow, they have that up to almost a 7. That's crazy. The surface cape is ridiculous. Mixler cape off the charts. This is making for what could be a very nasty weather event. I'm going to try to live stream this. You're hearing it here first. I'm going to try and live stream this because this is the last thing I was expecting or really even wanting over this area in particular. 300 meters squared per second square storm relative velocity. Nasty little low-level hordeograph curve. Exactly what you were not wanting to see. So, like I said, could be a very long day, and we're going to keep moving this forward too. This could even become a thing towards Tuesday morning. Oh wow, there's still some pretty impressive values here. We're getting some 3s in there. We are getting a 3 in there somewhere, and this is towards eastern Georgia here. Why does this have a value then? Did I just click? I know I just clicked on that. Hang on a second. Let me try that again. Maybe I clicked on the wrong spot. No. It's odd. But that's what we have going. This is what we have going on here heading into the afternoon on Monday. Crazy to see those parameters there. There was a jet streak that popped up there. I'm just, for some reason, I kept clicking the wrong spot for whatever reason. But again, yet another day of intense weather seems to be on the table for us, or next couple of days, really. So let's go ahead and look at the composite reflectivity here. We're seeing our storms fire, and this is only going to intensify throughout the day. We can see intense storms already starting to fire by 1 o'clock here. Now, we may even see reissuings of those tornado watches. You can see some supercellular-esque storms over here by the time we get towards 8, 9 o'clock. And these storms are going to start to become a line, and who knows what could happen next in the midst of all of this, because this stalled frontal boundary, like I said, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. It's going to take its sweet time getting out of here, and it's going to kind of almost hold this area over here to the south captive. So we could see multiple rounds of storms throughout the course of the day. The threat's going to be south of the metro area, the metro Atlanta area, probably south of Birmingham. Tuscaloosa, you could see some pretty intense action too, but more towards Montgomery and areas further to the south is where my main concern lies. Then on Tuesday, it looks like there could be yet another marginal risk here, possibly, but that of course will be covered on another day. But that's all I got for you. I know this one will probably drew out a lot longer than I was expecting, but yeah, just crazy how things change sometimes. Welcome to spring, everyone. But you know what to do if you found the video useful. If you liked the video, definitely hit the like button. Share this video today, of course, because there could be yet another intense day of weather ahead, and there's still plenty more to come in other parts of the country. So, of course, get this video out to people that you think will need it. And also, of course, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Also, don't forget to come in on the live stream so we can talk about what just happened on Friday, as I was live streaming and then I had a couple of crashes and then just pretty much ruined everything there. So I'm going to analyze that event, and then we may even live stream the severe weather tonight. So going to be an active day on the channel regardless, and then there still may be a video up for you guys in the morning covering what could be going on out west. But you'll see me a lot. Just know that. But until the next video, which won't be long from now, which is crazy to say, this has been Tyler, Metalhead Weatherman. I'll see you soon. See you. Take care till then.